What's going on, YouTube fam? We back at y'all with another one. Basically, today, they have put out on the JBP Patreon. They have put out an episode with Killer Mike and Ray Daniels, and basically, just going to give a few takes on the episode um, as the content. I value the JBP content. So let's just go ahead and get right on into it. Take number one. Shout out to Joe for producing a an episode that was hour and 35 minutes. The last EP it was like damn near 4 hours. So I was extremely happy to see an hour and 30 some odd minutes. So shout out to him for that. Next take. I see the double back play here. I think everyone should go get the Patreon if y'all don't have it. This is, when you're able to record content, clip things up or just do like double shoots on one particular day and then still be able to put out the content on another day. I mean, it's cool. So shout out to the team on the double back. Next take, Killer Mike and Ray Daniels is cool. I didn't know who Ray Daniels was until um, the last episode. I believe it was 747. So I had no clue who Ray Daniels was, but um, them both being a guest on the show is cool. Next take, Killer Mike talks a lot, but it's good information. So, it's all good information that he was saying, so it's good. But I mean, I was just at the 6 minute mark and I've barely heard anyone else speak. I mean, Killer Mike definitely knows how to talk on a microphone. He's a good he knows how to get his points across. Moving forward, it was funny because Ray goes, if I can just jump in, Ray Daniels wanted to give a point, but since Killer Mike was talking so damn much, Ray goes, if I can just jump in, and that I thought that was pretty funny. Don't compete, just do your thing. Once you start competing, then you start making mid. That was one of the takes that Killer Mike, I believe, said. And again, can't nobody mess with this guy, Killer Mike, on the microphone. I mean, he just does not stop. Um, he does not stop. Like it's just he keeps going, but it's good information. So even though it's like, damn, does this guy shut up? It's like what he's saying, I can learn from what he's saying. So it's like, But anyway, next take. All this Atlanta love that they're dishing out, it's cool, but y'all gotta relax. I mean, chill. All right, y'all are in New York right now, or y'all are in Jersey, whatever it may be, where the pot is at. I think it's Jersey. Well, I'm sure it's Jersey. Calling Atlanta the Mecca for Black people like Israel is to Jewish people. I mean, that's peace. Whatever. You're entitled to your own opinion. Again, he definitely knows how to communicate. One take that is very interesting, and I wanted to hear somebody from the South's opinion on that. He gave Ti the king of the South credit. I remember that there was a whole thing with Ludacris and Ti talking about who's the king of the South, and Killer Mike actually gave the credit to Tip. So um, it's Tip, the king of the South. Shout out to Ludacris. Moving forward, next take, Ray Daniels asking Killer Mike. Oh yeah, so Ray asked Killer Mike if he thinks rapping was his best talent. That was low key hate because I'm sure at this point Ray Daniels is like, damn, this mother effer, don't be quiet. So him asking, do you think rapping is your best talent because you could talk? That was funny, but he didn't say he did. Yeah, that was just pretty funny. He hadn't stopped talking. And Ray was probably thinking like, damn, I can't even say nothing. This dude can talk. Mike is spitting facts though. Killer Mike, that is. Everyone who listens to him can most definitely learn something. At some point, I said, "Is this dude on Adderall?" Your man was not stopping. It was just like the he just was kept going. I was like, "Yo, this guy on Adderall." Anyway, moving forward. Don't let nobody whole handle you. That was funny. I like the whole handle you term. Shout out to so his album, I think it's Church for Sinners and Saints. But shout out to the church mention. Next take, Ray Daniels is also pretty cool. Great analogy. Oh yeah, so he said that he's the like in the music business, he's considered Ray Daniels. That is, he's considered as the offensive lineman, and Killer Mike would be considered the quarterback. It was just a funny analogy because like the dynamics of the analogy. If you actually look at it, when he said it Ray Daniels looks like the quarterback and Killer Mike looks like the offensive lineman. So for him to make that and then switch it, that was kind of cool. Cool word on. It was kind of cool. Next take, not Ice jumping in the scene after 28 minutes. He was probably yeah, it probably taking a long dump or a serious phone conversation. Getting on camera to talk on a pod in the middle of the episode is nasty work, especially after if you did take a dump. But shout out to Ice. Moving on, next take. I never knew all those famous staples as far as black people in the industry. I never knew that all of those people went to Clark. Moving on, all this trying to downplay New York stuff, kind of over it. Again, the knowledge that he is kicking is phenomenal, so I'm here for the knowledge, but chill with the downplaying on New York. Everybody want to be like New York. That's why y'all talking about New York. Anyway, and it's hard for me to disagree with what he's saying as far as the knowledge that he's saying. I'm ready to go get my coffee right now because at that particular take, I was just like, all right, he's talking about New York. I can't disagree with what he's saying, but all right with all of the New York stuff, fam. Next take. He mentioned a book called The Devil You Know by Charles Blow, and then he also mentioned a documentary called Black Power Down South. I believe that's the name of the documentary. Um, he challenged everybody to go watch that documentary and go read that book. Again, it's a book called The Devil You Know by Charles Blow and the documentary called Black Power Down South. Next take, Atlanta being set up to live in houses is cool. Um, One of the takes is this a move to Atlanta Patreon? Like is he trying to get people to move to Atlanta or something? Because that's what it seemed like. You got to know your fan base. That's for sure. That is extremely true. You have to know your fan base. I did not know. Well, first of all, I didn't even know who Ray Daniels was. After I learned who he was, I never knew that he signed NLE Chopper. So shout out to both of them. Um, Shout out to Ray Daniels because he gives also great insight. Just with his experience in the game, he said that that he would say to other managers that they're going to offer you a 8-song EP. Tell them no. Them giving they just gave you $3 million for this particular record. Don't let them quit after just 8 weeks of pushing that record. It's great insight on the music industry and how it works for an individual like me that has no clue. Next take. There is most definitely programming in the music industry. That's definitely true. Next take. Shut up and ask for your lawyer is great advice. Very true. Killer Mike's favorite shows were Snowfall and Ozark. Um, he recited Killer Mike. He recited a verse from his song called Reagan, and he absolutely destroyed that take. Like he killed that take in a good way. Moving forward, people don't do crime. You can sell anything. Think like a hustler. Don't do crime. Next take. Don't have any kids until you know what you want to do is a crazy take. Ray Daniels, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. They spoke about a lot of historic black events in Killer Mike's household. They definitely raised a good one, a good individual. Very smart. Moving on, if you feel inferior, you're going to act inferior. You must be confident in your actions. That was another Killer Mike take, or yeah, that was something that he said. And yeah, I agree. Moving on, next take, you should know your local city council person. That's extremely true, even though I sound like a hypocrite because I don't. If you don't know your local politics, then talking about the presidential debate should go on deaf ears. That was extremely true. I agree with that sentiment. Like, if you don't know who your local politicians are, which have more of an impact in your life or on your life, then you talking about the presidential debate is like, I mean, it's not really worth much. So I agree with that. Next take, where we at? This is most definitely an episode for the older viewer. Anybody that is like 25 and down, they yeah. I just don't think their brains are developed enough to understand everything that Killer Mike is saying. So they'll get out of the episode sooner than the older viewer. The older viewers, they're gonna love this episode. Um, but again, go see it for yourself if you haven't seen it. And chances are, if you're here, you probably have seen the episode and you just want more feedback and more opinions on it. But if you haven't, go see it. And if you did, either which way, shout out to everybody who is here. Let's move on. And I'm almost finished, man. We're about to wrap this up. If black people had a president just for us, Killer Mike would most likely win. um the emotional roller coaster thing is true, but you have to have a dream and go for it and put your mind to whatever it is that you are doing. So basically, that is it. That is all. That is Church's takes on the JBP Patreon with Killer Mike and Ray Daniels. Before we get up out of here, I just want to give a special shout out to Manhattan Gray. Go ahead and go over to manhattangray.com. Go ahead and get yourself a nice little hair care package. You can get the hydration, or you can get the hydration oil or the moisture pomade. So you'll get about 20% off. It's a black owned business. Go ahead and support. Shout out to all of you guys that are still here. Comment, like, subscribe. And that is it. That is all. Just do me one favor. Remember that the church's takes are the best takes, and that is it. We are out. Peace.